Hello, good morning viewers. I'm Zaza and welcome to today's special news on 16 September 2025 with the headline, "The Flood Warning That Saved Life." Here is the news in detail. When flood hit getting clear, timely warning out to people becomes life-saving. But too often this message failed. In the Texan town of South Bend, people used to mark on a concrete pillar where flood water had reached in the past. Disaster communications expert Kerry Stevens recalls. Stevens, a professor at the University of Texas in Austin, says it served as a reminder that water has been this high before. These visual warnings and communities' memories are very powerful. Now, the watermark have faded. Texan communities have long had to live with the threat of flooding, which is becoming worse with climate change. When fatal flash flooding hit the state in 2025, questions were raised about whether adequate flood warning had been provided. While warning did go out, some residents said they didn't understand of the seriousness of the situations. For some in the hardest hit areas, the warning alerts were delayed. Others said that they didn't receive any warning at all. Alerting people about flood in time for them to act plays a critical role in saving life and evacuating communities. Of course, warnings are only part of protecting people from disasters. Weather forecasting, long-term resilience measures, and emergency responses are also incredibly important. But getting the messaging right about the risk and what to do is a crucial part of the puzzle. Sometimes all it takes is shift in focus, says Stevens, who has found that some people are more likely to respond to a call to protect their car than themselves. The challenge of getting the right messaging can be particularly difficult for floods. People aren't teaching in schools about responding to floods. In the US, the National Weather Service on NWS issues 6 different types of flood warnings, from flash flood watch to flood warning. These reflect different types of risk at different severities. Research testing warning messages show they are most effective if they include several critical components: a clear description of the hazard, information about the specific locations, and concrete guidance on how and when to act. They also must come from what is seen as a credible source. People need to be more precise with our geography, especially in areas with mixed topography. Message should also make it clear that they are only being sent to communities at risk rather than the entire regions. And there are some impact of flood that important to know. There are roughly 5,000 people are killed each year in flooding events. And in the US, the yearly average is 127 people. But flooding events also cause a lot of other disruptions to people's life. They destroy homes, ruin financial prospects, and rob people of possessions. And there are also have lasting impact on health, spreading infections, disease, and cause post-traumatic stress disorder or PTSD. Psychologists at the University of Houston recently tested an update of flood warning system available on a popular Houston weather blog. 100 people living on the Gulf Coast were asked how likely they were to take protective measures, such as gathering supplies or charging phone after being given a warning. The alert for one group came from the previous color-coded rating system, which told them to only the flood risk phase. The other group was given a new version with example of how to act for each stage of flood risk. But even if there are clear instructions about what to do, it's important that the type of communications is tailored to different users. In the US, men are much more likely to die in flood than women, according to a 60-year national analysis of flood fatalities. Men are more likely to drive through flood water and more likely to exhibit risk-taking behavior, the analysis found. Again and again, community connections have proven crucial in ensuring people act appropriately when flood and other disasters hit. This is especially important in rural areas which may be harder to reach via official channels. Bangladesh, one of the most disaster-prone countries in the world, has been especially praised for developing an advanced early warning system with relatively few research. Its approach includes text message, radio announcements, and thousands of formal shelters which double up as schools and community centers. It also has a large number of volunteers, half of them women, who patrol streets with megaphones to disseminate the warning and go door to door to help and encourage people to evacuate. We should depend on the community more, because not only are we getting the warning out, but there also increased trust. Evacuating people at risk from flood is difficult to do with technology alone, while community-led network broadcast alert via WhatsApp at-risk communities. In most cases, community leaders are men, and especially older men, but it's important to listen to younger people and women as well, which often include adapting to their needs and schedules. Overall, getting the word out through various mediums will always be incredibly important. The future of flood warning communication system that just as much as we're relying on this formal system to warn us, we should depend on the community more, because at the end of the day, we're here to help each other out. That's it, the news for this day. For more on these stories and other from around the world, you can visit www.rohmah.com. I'm Zaza. Have a great day.